Okay, Hassan, now I'm going to derive a formula by which we can find distance between any 2 points. So first of all, I need a coordinate plane. So let's say this is our coordinate plane, and on this coordinate plane we have 2 points. Let's say the 2 points are these 2 points.
Okay.
Now let's join them. So basically I need the distance of that thin green line, this line. So how can now I need a formula which can find like the distance for me between these 2 points. So let's say this is point A, let's say this is point B. Now let me do some constructions. What kind of constructions? Let's see. You see, the projection of that point B on y-axis is going like this, and then on x-axis if I increase like this, if I go in that direction, then these 2 lines intersect each other at this point. Let's say this is point C. So that was the construction, and now you see point ABC makes a perfect right angle triangle. Now this AC is our x-axis, or similar to our x-axis. Getting it?
Yes.
So let's say this is our first point on x-axis, this is our second point on x-axis. So let's say the first point is like x1, the second point is x2. Now I'm finding the distance between these 2 points. Now I'm finding the distance between A and C. How can I do that? Let me give you a clear example. Let's say this line starts from 2 meters and it ends on 5 meters, like on a scale. So now tell me, what is the length of this line?
3 meters.
3 meters. How? Just subtract the first one from the second. Subtract the first one, which is 2, from the second, which is 5. So 5 take away 2 is 3, which is 3 meters. So now I'll do the same here. Should be x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1 is the length for A to C. Getting it?
Yes.
Great. Let me write it here. So x2 minus x1 is the distance from A to C. Now, what would be the distance from B to C? So now you see BC is vertical, which is like the same like y-axis. So let's say this is our first point on y-axis, point C. This is our second point. So let's say the point 1 is y1 and the other one is y2. So y2 minus y1 would be our distance for that line, right?
Yes.
So let me write down that the length for this line, this side, is y2 minus y1. Now tell me, what would be the distance for AB? AB is just a cross line. This is not perfectly like y-axis, not x-axis, because if it was x-axis then it would be horizontal, if it was y-axis then it would be vertical. So it's neither. So what would be the distance here? Just look at the triangle. We have 2 sides given, the length of 2 sides given. The length for the first side is x2 minus x1, the length for the second side is y2 minus y1, and now we need to find the length for this side, which we can do easily by Pythagorean theorem. You know Pythagorean theorem?
Yes.
That's fine, that's great. So now let's use Pythagorean theorem and let's find the distance for that missing side. Now you'll see how can we derive the distance formula. So let's say this missing side, the distance for this side is, let's say, d. We need a variable, I just took d. You can take whatever you want. So let's say that's d, And now the Pythagorean theorem is hypotenuse squared equals, yes, tell me the rest.
I'll let go with A squared plus B squared.
Yes, a squared, so a is your adjacent side, which is this x2 minus x1.
Okay.
x2 minus x1 whole squared, and then plus the opposite side, the square of b squared, right? B squared, so b squared is opposite square, which is y2 minus y1 in this case. So y2 minus y1 whole squared. Now we need the distance for d and not d squared. There is square on it. How can we get rid of that square?
The square root.
Exactly. Now let's take square root on both the sides. So this square and square root will cancel each other, and then we are left with d equals, under the square root there is x2 minus x1 whole squared plus y2 minus y1 whole squared. And just look at it, we got our distance formula. This is our distance formula.
Yes.
Which we can use to find distance between any 2 points. Like let's say one point is point A, the other one is point B, so we can now find the distance between A and B using this formula. So 2 points, point A is x1 and y1, the coordinates for it, and then point B, so the coordinates for point B would be x2 and y2. Just put the coordinates in this formula and calculate it, simplify it. That would be the result. Clear?
Yes.
That's right. Okay then, that's it. Thank you.